Law is just, it's challenging because it's so competitive.
No compulsory subjects, yeah?
There are no compulsory, but there are certain subjects which are common.
Ray, do you think those geese know how to write personal statements?
They will if they come to me.
They will.
Don't just look at your A-level scores. Also, get really good prep for your LNAT.
Even more competitive, you want to get into Oxford.
Oh,
Yeah?
into
these walls?
To go past these gates,
Uh-huh.
your LNAT score has to be off the scale.
Hi friends, we're back in Oxford, where even the air feels academic. Remember Ray, our guide through the world of top university admissions? We've already talked about how to pass an Oxford interview and how not to fall for flashy ranking marketing. And today, the headline topic, how to get into Oxford for law, LNAT, personal statement, interviews. We're breaking it all down step by step. We've just wrapped up a quick coffee break with Ray. Huge thanks to that magical espresso. And now we're ready to share the key insights every law applicant should know.
Reveal your secrets.
Ray, thank you for that coffee.
Oh.
We had a very nice coffee break
Lovely.
in a very special place,
Oh,
visited by Bill Clinton,
Elizabeth
Taylor, Boris Johnson,
Richard Burton,
Richard Burton,
and Stephen Hawkins.
even Stephen
Stephen
Hawkins was a special place, okay, for a coffee break. Okay, Ray, how about recording one video for future lawyers?
Of course.
Yeah.
Law is just, it's challenging because it's so competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Many people want to do law, and they've all got good grades. Most of them have, good grades. And
History?
history is not as competitive, but if you're going for the top unis,
No, but what I'm saying that history as a subject, you need to do history to apply for.
you know,
for law.
it's interesting. Yes, usually they would say an essay-based A-level or two.
Yeah.
So you do things like history, psychology,
Yeah,
that
psychology.
kind of thing.
Sociology, what
And
else?
believe it, sometimes they don't just look for essay-based, but if you have a science in there, and the reason being is because later on, if you do law and you do graduate, you might work for a pharmaceutical company. This is where your A-level chemistry kicks in. You might have maths, you might be helping an engineering firm. A little background in STEM, in science,
Interesting.
makes a big
okay.
difference. So when they don't dismiss it, in fact, if you get an A or an A star in mathematics or physics, and you've got your history, you've got the other stuff, it's a plus. You're showing breadth, but also it will come in useful later.
Well, is
down the line.
history actually compulsory?
No,
No.
no. I got somebody to get a place at Durham University to do law with physics, chemistry, biology.
No way.
But A star, A star, A star, and
Yeah.
his LNAT score was off the scale. And
But
so
this is very strange. Doing free science for A levels, deciding to go into law.
it's not as uncommon as you think, because
Really?
some people change their minds. But do you know what the determining factor was?
Uh-huh.
Was the LNAT score. Because he had an outstanding LNAT score, they said, well, okay, he did phys chem bio, but look at this score. Let's have a look at him. And they realized that this is an incredibly talented student, incredibly. So again, don't just look at your A-level scores, also get really good prep for your LNAT, and that will certainly help you.
I was under the impression that history is a compulsory for many universities if you want to do law. Okay, so even Durham University accepts it, but free with the free science.
Yeah. But it's not common,
It's not common.
because some people might get an average score on the LNAT with phys chem biomaths.
How much freedom do students really have in the final years of school in England? In sixth form, it's all about choice, almost like ordering from a menu. There are no compulsory subjects. Want to study philosophy, psychology, and astronomy. But if Oxford Law is the goal, there's a kind of secret sauce. Universities value strong critical thinking skills. The top subject choices for successful applicants are history, around 60%, English literature, 45%, and politics. But here's the surprising part. About 20% of Oxford Law students took science subjects. Why? Because the ability to analyze data and build logical arguments is a universal skill. And yes, even if you're a physics genius, the LNAT will still test one thing above all: your ability to argue clearly and think critically.
Okay, let's talk about LNAT. What's LNAT?
Well, LNAT is an admissions test. Essentially, it's, yes, you've done A-levels in these particular subjects, but let's see how you think. What are your critical thinking skills like? And so this tests that kind of area. And so there are two sections to it, and one multiple choice, the other sometimes essay-based, although some universities don't look at the second section. They only look at the first section when they assess the application. So essentially...
Sorry for interrupting you, Ray. I just had an idea. Why don't we make a separate video related just to LNAT?
Yes, an introduction to LNAT.
Introduction to LNAT.
Yes.
Okay, so to get into a good university, to do law, you need to pass LNAT test.
Well,
Or an LNAT exam.
when you say pass, what it is essentially what did most people get. So so most people have got this score, but we're not looking for most people. We're looking for the exceptional people. So they'll look at the highest scores above the average of
Scores for
the
what?
score of the LNAT test.
Of LNAT. Okay. Follow the link in the description to this video if you want to know more about LNAT. But going back into law itself and subject choices, let's start with that. I mean, we already said that there are no compulsory subjects, yeah?
There are no compulsory, but there are certain subjects which are common amongst people
What
who
about
apply.
religious studies?
Religious studies are okay,
Assessor
but
based.
what I would say to you is refer back to what they call the facilitating A-level subjects. If it's on the list of facilitating, the ones that they think are desirable, then you can use that as a way of saying, yeah, my A-levels are all facilitating subjects, so that will help me in my application.
Do universities actually publish those lists for facilitating subjects?
Universities don't, but there is a list published by the Russell Group. And
By the Russell Group,
By the
okay.
Russell Group. And
Okay.
they say these are the subjects that they don't,
Suggest. We suggest?
they suggest,
Yeah.
but they don't say, these subjects are bad, don't do them. They're just saying, for us as a university, these are the ones that we prefer. Yeah. But they're very open and they say, we're not critical, we admire some of the A-levels that people take. They're just not for our particular university, that's all.
Changed your mind about your A-level choices. That's completely normal in Britain. 30% of students switch one subject by the end of their first year. Just make sure you decide before submitting your UCAS application. For law applicants, it's about skills, not specific subjects. Switched from economics to art. Explain in your personal statement how it sharpened your analytical thinking. Speaking of which, your statement is your legal manifesto. Show how debate club or volunteering at a legal clinic helped you realize that law isn't just statutes, it's a tool for change. Oxford loves applicants who view law through the lens of history, literature, or even bioethics.
Writing personal statements for future lawyers. Challenging task?
Yeah, challenging. But a lawyer,
What do you need to focus on?
just say something,
Yeah.
say it quickly, and make sure that it's clear and understandable.
Yeah.
Because in law, you're given a mass of information.
It's quite opposite.
You must,
The law, nothing clear.
what you have to do is you're given a lot of information. You have to collect that information and then work out what parts of that information are useful for your case.
Yeah.
So it's a skill or skills that are really, really demanding. And so that's why they look at things like history, because in history, it's very similar. You know, you're looking at lots and lots of things and you have to distill that information.
Yeah.
And analyze it and get conclusions from it. Now, yes, you're right, but yeah, so essentially...
So you do help your clients with personal statements if they want to go into law.
Yes,
Yeah?
but law particularly, because it's so competitive, takes quite a lot of time to get the personal statement right. Rewriting...
Even more competitive if you want to get into Oxford.
Oh,
Yeah?
the
Into
personal
these walls,
statement. To go past these gates, your LNAT score has to be off the scale, your personal statement has to be outstanding, your grades obviously have to be outstanding, and you have to perform really well at interview.
Is Oxford University good for law?
Yes.
Law and politics. Yeah?
Well, many things.
Many things,
You name a particular subject, and generally they have world leaders doing research, teaching here.
Can you name maybe another 5 universities worth looking at?
Well, again, it depends on your degree, what you want to do. But if you said to me, what would you say were some outstanding universities?
Quite pretty there.
I would say in London, UCL, LSE, Imperial, Oxford, Cambridge, then you would look at maybe Edinburgh, Bristol, Durham. But I'm only giving you sample. There are lots of other universities that are exceptionally good in particular areas. Queen Mary is a London university that's not of the highest ranked, and yet it's got a law department that's always ranked in the top, perhaps 5 in the UK.
Yeah.
So when you say, you know, where would you advise to do law, it's not just Oxford and Cambridge. You look at places like,
But I'm thinking that maybe it's wise actually to look what courses are offered by certain universities, not just a general law course.
You mean like what law courses?
Are there like courses like law in certain industries, for instance, like oil and gas? Yeah, law in oil and gas industry.
You would have to first do a law degree general for the first undergraduate.
Ah, I see.
Once you do that, you then specialize. You then do, you then go off and you specialize in a particular area. You could be in conveyancing law. You could be in copyright law.
Copyright law,
as long as you get your basic, it's like doing a first degree foundation, first degree in medicine. You do the medicine, you're a GP. After that, you might want to specialize. So you go off and you do a little bit more studying, and then, so that's how you do. You start general and then you go specific.
And you don't have to stay within the same university to do your master's postgraduate.
No, and that's, again, if you come to us and we help you to find the best university for you, once you've finished and you're thinking about doing a master's degree, come back. Just phone, WhatsApp, contact us and say, I want to trade up. I want to go to a higher ranked university. Is it possible? And what we do is we say, of course, come and see us, and we'll look at what you've got, and we'll certainly support you in your application for master's or even a PhD.
Even PhD?
Even a PhD.
Yeah. Like I did mention law in oil and gas industry. I know that University of Dundee, or Dundee University, is quite good at it because they're very well connected to oil and gas industry.
Aberdeen is also.
And Aberdeen.
Dreaming of Oxford law, but lost in the requirements? Mariardi is your advocate in navigating British legal education. We're here to help with admissions. Ray knows every Oxford pitfall and provides tailored advice, from mastering the LNAT to polishing your law application and preparing for interviews. Want to turn your philosophy background into a law school advantage? Whether you're set on Oxford or exploring other top UK universities, we'll map out your path. Click the link in the description to book a consultation with our specialists. Your first step toward that Oxford graduate gown starts now.
Rock and roll! Rock and roll!
So Ray, do you think those geese know how to write personal statements?
They will if they come to me.
They will, even geese. Everyone welcome.
No one rejected.
Open door policy.
All welcome.
From all different nationalities, different countries.
Different types of swan and duck, no problem.
Swan and duck as well.
We don't discriminate here.
That's good. No discrimination. Apply for your consultation.
Reach out to us on social media or through the Mariardi website. We'll respond faster than a judge pronounces guilty.
Guilty, 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 guilty!
Now let's get back to our main topic and hear from Ray about preparing for Oxford admissions interviews.
So what should students focus on preparing for the interview if they want to go into law?
Law?
Yeah.
Well, some universities don't have an interview for law.
Well, let's say Oxford.
Yeah. If it's Oxford and you want to prep for law,
Yeah.
then essentially you need to understand that it's a 30-minute opportunity for the university to see not how much you know about the law, because they're going to teach you that, but you're interested in exploring things of the law that you're interested in. For example, are you interested in NGOs, non-government organizations, and how will law help you if you wanted to work for that kind of organization? So if you are doing part-time work at Oxfam or Greenpeace or whatever, then they're interested to see how you're finding out information about how those organizations use law to help them to push forward their ideas and their policies. And they're looking for, many people don't study law at A level. They do other subjects.
You don't have to study law at A level
No,
to get into law, yeah.
So if you're studying other subjects, then it's obviously going to be a new subject for you. So they don't expect you to have any knowledge of the law, but they do expect you to find out something about law, because obviously you want to study it. So.
Is law worth taking at A level? It's like detective work, not dry lectures. Students dissect cases, from the escaped parrot to human rights issues. Perfect preparation for aspiring law students. You'll explore how legislation is created and even participate in mock trials. That's how British legal education shapes professionals. About 15% of universities consider law A-level risky. Worried applicants might become too rigid in their thinking. But if you're serious about studying law in Britain, this subject can be your ace. You might discuss why privacy laws lag behind technology, for instance. Oxford values critical thinking over memorization, and that's exactly what gets students into top law programs.
To find out something about law, what would you suggest do?
Well, I would suggest the first place you look is in your area. Is there anything that's happening in your area which involves the law, a dispute between people, companies, perhaps in your region, between different countries? One country is disputing an area of territory, or maybe there's copyright dispute between America and Korea, Samsung and Apple. So that's the kind of thing we think, well, that's interesting. Two companies, they're arguing about who owns what property rights, and who are they using? They're using lawyers. So you then go and find out information about, well, what's the argument on both sides?
Let's go look inside. What's this? Oh, it's a Jesus College. Okay, but they're closed for public. Normally open to
It's still
visitors.
shut. Yeah.
Normally open to normally, but it is shut. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is.
I don't think it is, but it's beautiful, isn't it?
Cinematic effect. Ooh.
Did you know that one of Oxford's oldest colleges was founded back in 1571? Jesus College is among the oldest colleges at Oxford and has educated a Nobel Prize winner in economics. But today, the spotlight is on its law program. The college is known for its small group tutorial system. Imagine discussing case law over tea with your professor. But here's something important to remember. Oxford has 36 colleges, and not all of them offer law. For example, Pembroke is known for its focus on international law, while Magdalen is especially strong in the philosophy of law.
Are there any specific colleges in Oxford or Cambridge are good for law?
All.
Oh, yeah.
There's very few that don't offer law.
Yeah.
Some don't because they don't have the tutors, but most will offer it. And that's something that you have to find out. Does your college offer the subject that you want to study? So when you select the college, you've got to find out, because not all colleges offer all subjects.
But who is law right for? You didn't expect that question, did you?
Well, you know, if you have an interest in how law functions, because law underpins so much of society, and law can be used for good as well as evil. Of course, you get companies who, you know, use lawyers to suppress people or to take things from people, but you also use law to protect people as well. And so a knowledge of law is so useful for almost every part of society. It's a fantastic subject to study. Even if you don't become a lawyer after you finish your degree, it's a great foundation.
But what personal characteristics you need to have to become a good lawyer?
To become a good lawyer, well, attention to detail.
Okay.
You need to know that you're going to work incredibly long hours. The training to be a lawyer, whether a solicitor or
You have
barrister,
to be a workaholic.
you have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money because it's not just your first degree that counts. The training, studying for the bar, the postgraduate law. Some people do a degree in a different subject and then want to convert it to a law degree. So that you might have to take a course to do that. And so it could take you maybe 4, 5, even 6 years to qualify. So you've got to look at the long term.
Do you enjoy working with clients interested in law?
I do, because
I
they
can
tend,
tell.
they tend to be like very
Challenging.
interesting.
Interesting, okay.
They are aware of
Politics
what's
and-
going around them, politics.
Future politics and future lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like Mark.
They tend to.
We're gonna
pay
meet Mark
attention to
tomorrow.
things. They're aware of what's going around them. They're into things like debating. They want to know they want to challenge things. So it's a great subject. And the people that want to study law, very interesting people.
So future lawyers, yeah? Apply for your consultation with Ray, and how to do so, you will find all the links in the description to this video. Thank you for watching.
Found this more useful than your contract law textbook? Hit like, subscribe, and share with a friend dreaming of law school. Remember, getting into Oxford or any top British law program is a marathon, not a sprint. But with proper preparation, even the LNAT becomes just a warm-up. If you're feeling lost in the requirements, Mariardi is your GPS for navigating UK law admissions. Until next time, keep calm and apply to Oxford.